That's like how I like to start a webinar, on that kind of note.
On that kind of note.
Because it's 8 o'clock here at Bacon, Nyack here on the East Coast. Oh, all of you who are coming on and listening, I hope you're enjoying, because it's been dark and very depressing. So it's so nice to get together with everyone and laugh.
Yay.
We love that. So welcome, welcome, welcome. All of you who are coming on who are brand new, you're brave. Welcome. We love you too. But I promise if you don't have a good time, you will. I'm just saying, you're going to have a good time. So we just want to give a big hello to all of you coming on for the first time. There'll be a lot of people in the room tonight. You're all coming on muted because there'll be too many people to unmute. So the fearless leaders tonight who are showing you so many really cool tools and ideas. There's so much fun stuff. I'm going to spend the next 4.5 minutes explaining to you how the evening will go, because then I want to get to showing everything that's happening. We have fabulous people on tonight, but before I introduce them all, you've all seemed to have found your tools. If you hadn't, let me show you quickly what they look like. You got this little doohickey that popped up on your screen. You pop that little arrow open. That little arrow said audio and questions. When you pop them down, the audio, you're all on your mic and speakers, as I can see. Yes, you're muted. Then when you pop down the questions, here is where you type your question and push send, and that's how I see everything. So if you were looking for your little box there, that's what it looks like. Most classes, I can get to your questions pretty fast, but tonight we're having hundreds and hundreds of people online, so I probably won't see them all tonight, but you can email me if there was a question that didn't get answered, so not to worry. Also, you have a little doohickey, one of these fancy little doohickeys that looks like a computer screen that you can play with how big you're seeing stuff on your own screen. I think 50% works just fine. So there you go. Here is something you're also going to be hearing through the evening tonight. Most of you know who've been on before. You get a coupon code. I'm going to show you there are 13, count them, 13 brand new live CRAFTCAST classes. Say that fast. And they are fabulous, amazing teachers, amazing classes. I'm so excited that they all were turned on today in time for this event. So you can use your coupon code.
We're all turned on, all right.
Everyone's turned on. I know it's a little scary. It's a lot of turned on here tonight. But remember, Heart Tools, you're going to hear more about that as we go through the evening, and you'll get a newsletter with all the links, because there's going to be a lot of coupons and links and prizes tonight. So that's what's happening. So we're going to go for about 90 minutes. We have on these 5 wonderful people. I'm going to introduce them, all of them briefly, and then we're going to start. One thing I want to tell you, let me look at my notes here because I'm getting too excited. When we show videos, depending on your video connection, how fast it is, your internet connection, I should say, videos can look a little bit animated. If you have really fast internet connection, they'll look better than not. So, but it usually works well enough to see what's going on. And then when you get recording links, you'll see everything just fine. I do even record this event so that you'll all get links to watch the screencast recording. When you take a live class, you actually get links to watch a fully mixed, professionally mastered video as part of your purchase of a live class. So that's a little bit, it's different. But just so you know that as far as the recording. So on with us tonight, starting on no particular order, Mr. Patrick Kusek. Very exciting to have him back again to show some wonderful tools. Patrick's taught a lot with CRAFTCAST. He's been on since the very beginning. So is Robert, but wait. But Patrick is one of those, he comes up with so many great ideas and so many tools. He just thinks up all the good stuff, and then he shows you how to do everything. So we love him. So he's going to be showing some fabulous things shortly. Robert Dancik, he's been on with me since, as I said, when we were rehearsing, we did Morse code for these things. There was no video, there was barely audio, and we basically sent Morse code and screamed things out like, "Can you hear me?" So he's an old pro at this, and of course he's back to show. I love this tool that he was showing. I forgot about this tool, and you're going to love what he has to show. Ms. Barbara Becker Simon, so many fabulous classes that she's done with CRAFTCAST. She's always coming up with something. She has another fun thing tonight, mold making. She shows us really how to do it. You're going to love it. It seems to be a very popular thing right now to make molds, to make your textures, all kinds of stuff. Ms. Christie, oh my gosh, she's new and wild. I'm just telling you, but you all know that. But how much fun? How much fun? She has a great video to show you all tonight. I'm just going to tell you, I think it's magic. She claims it's easy and with tools. I think she's a witch. It's magic. I'm just saying. And then, last but not least, Mr. Robert Diamante. If you don't know him, I know so many of you do, for his brilliant photography. You want to have your work look fabulous. You send it off to him, and more magic comes back to you with a beautifully done photograph. He is going to be talking about we're determined to make the science, the skill of saving your files, naming your files, fixing your files, workable and understandable to everyone without people falling asleep snoring. So that's going to be very interesting. You're all going to hear that shortly. So that's what's in store for you tonight. You can push your little. You have a little hand button that looks like a little palm. Where did that go? Right here. It's really for if you want to raise a question. I always say go ahead and hit that. It looks like you're waving to all of us here. So if you hit your button, thank you, everyone waving. It's good. It feels like wave and applause, and it's nice if you're all out there. So thank you very much, everyone, for waving your hand. So there you go. So with no further ado, or maybe just a little ado,
A little ado.
maybe just a little ado. I'm not really sure what ado is, so we can move on. I'm not really sure what it is. We are going to start with Mr. Patrick Kusek, fearless leader here. Yes.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, thank you all. Thank you all.
Yay. Let me get your video up here as well. Do. There you are, Patrick K. All right, darling. Explain away.
Hello. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. And these events are so exciting. And you're looking at my new website, so check it out,
Yeah.
www.patrickstudio.com.
Mhm.
About a year ago, I guess it was, Allison, when we did our first live event, the free
Yeah.
book signing event.
Yep.
And that was my book, Woodland Chic. And shortly after that, I was approached by Candace at Dynasty Stamps, and she said, let's work together on a project. And what we ended up coming up with is what I'm going to show you as my favorite tool is a texture sheet. And for those of you who don't know Dynasty Stamps, they make an incredibly high quality texture sheet. And if you've ever gone to a craft store or something, and you've purchased some rubber stamps and they've just been sort of poor quality and sort of softish, that's not the quality of the Dynasty stamps. Dynasty
No, they're
stamps
not.
have really crisp,
Wonderful.
sharp, clean impression, and the reason why is because they have really sharp shoulders, so it gives you that nice, crisp impression. And this is the texture sheet. It has over 30 different textures on it, and they're all nature-based, based off of my off of my images in my book and some other concepts that are in my book. And
you know what, Patrick, having used it, it feels industrial. That's what's so different from the kind that feels sort of flimsy. It's industrial feeling. It's solid.
Yeah, she uses a really high quality natural rubber, which gives it a really nice, a nice feel to it.
Yeah.
I love that pattern at the top. That is sweet. That chrysanthemum
thank you.
explosion.
I know. Isn't that great?
Cool.
Yeah.
And what's nice about this is it is quite large. I think it's almost 8.5 by 11, almost. So it's, you get a lot of different textures, and there's over 30 textures on here. So, works out, really well, per texture. And excuse me. And so I want to show you a tip on how to use this, which is my favorite way to use this. And the regular way to do this would be to just roll your clay directly onto the texture shape. But this is the drop card method. And you're going to be rolling your clay out directly onto a work surface without any texture. And you're going to be rolling it out at 1 card thicker than what you actually need. So if you want the final thickness to be 4 cards thick, you're first going to roll the texture out at 5 cards thick. So these are some slats that are graduated, and these are actually one of my favorite tools as well, are these graduated slats. So here it is, rolling it out first at 5 cards thick. And then I'm going to drop one card, so we're going to be reducing it to 4 cards thick. And what I'm doing here is I'm taking a little bit of lubrication and putting it directly onto the clay. And then I'm going to take my texture sheet and take the slats and put them directly on top, and then put the clay face down on top of the texture sheet and then give it a roll. And what this does is it compresses it by that one card that you've dropped.
Nice.
And you get a nice, beautiful, crisp, clean texture. So that's the texture sheet. Thank you.
It is beautiful.
And it really is one of my favorite ways to use a texture sheet. The other favorite tool that I have going on is, because I was so excited about this, I wanted to share this with all of my artist friends, and I put together the Woodland Chic design team. And it's 13 different artists who have taken the texture sheet, and they've used it in a variety of different ways, everything from polymer clay to metal clay to mixed media. I mean, I was so excited when I got to see what they did, the results of using the texture sheet. So I put together a deck of cards called the Idea Kit, and tonight, if you buy the texture sheet, you will get the deck of cards for free, and it goes through each one of the artists and shows their project and gives a little hot tip and technique and some construction methods that they use to create the project, and it's really a cool resource to have at your fingertips.
And then look at all these cool things
that looks so pretty.
Yeah.
These are all made from this texture plate, you guys.
Yeah, so this is by Melissa Cable. So one of the cool things that she did was, with the texture sheet that you would regularly use for polymer or metal clay, you would just, press it into the clay. But what you can actually do is take this and you can use it with Stays-On ink directly onto copper, and then you can etch it, and the Stays-On ink creates a resist. And so she was able to do that with some of these cuffs. She paired it up with faux
Those are gorgeous.
And all the textures there are from the texture sheet. Another one that I just love is this book by Simone Palmer, and I see that she's on the line. Hello, Simone. And she did this really incredible bronze clay mixed media piece, and it's probably about, I don't know, about 3.5 by 4 inches, maybe a little bit larger than that. And she really showed the versatility of it. If you go to the next slide.
Mm-hmm. I was typing someone. Let me announce to everyone out there. I got caught. Whoops. That doesn't happen during class.
Hello, AV person.
Yeah,
AV
I know.
Person.
People who are new here, if it's 2 things, if they're not seeing their images, find your browser window. You just didn't find where your go-to webinar is. And then I just want to make sure everyone, that's a good crop that I'm showing for everyone here, which I think it is. So look around, people who just couldn't see it, and you'll find your browser window. And then anyone new who's still coming into the room, the reason you're muted is because there's almost 400 people in here and we can't unmute everyone. So, and more coming in moment by moment. So we have to just let the teachers talk. That's why you need to just stop me. But you know what? I did see one really good question there, Patrick, which was, I forget who asked it. I'm sorry, I don't have your name here. But what kind of lubricant is best used on that?
You can use just about anything. I usually use olive oil, or I'll use a little bit of the Cool Slip spray, but just a tiny, tiny little bit. Yeah, the liquid kind is the best.
Okay, there you go.
So the image that you're looking at now is, you can see it's made from fast fire bronze. It also has magic gloss, which are the tiny little eggs. And then she stitched the whole thing together with wax linen thread, and then there's also some cotton paper pages. So if you look on the inside,
I
the
love
next one, you
those.
can
Beautiful.
see these fabulous illustrations that she did, which is
so cool.
So
what is
beautiful.
The scale of this? What is the scale of this?
It's about 3.5 by 4 inches.
Oh wow!
It's so beautiful.
And that inside, all that on the left-hand side there is the texture that she just went in and created this sort of collage with, and then on the right-hand side she just drew that whole entire thing. So.
And those fern things are the same as on the front, right? And that's all from your texture sheet, isn't it?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, she's too good. I don't want to sit next to her. Just saying.
And then you can see on the next one that she went in and she did some, design for
Oh,
the,
so
individual page.
fabulous.
And
Cool.
then there's a
Love
close-up
that.
detail of the stamp, which she made into a little
Oh,
forest,
this is the
which is
kind of
just so
person that
creative.
can't help but do a doodle perfectly every time, right?
Yeah.
It's always good.
Overachiever.
And then she created a window on the back also,
Oh, of
showing some of
course.
her illustrations. So it's
Wow.
pretty cool. And I got this in the mail, and I was like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
it's so
it's
cool.
just precious.
Wow.
Couldn't you
It's
say
always
it
fun.
got
It's kind of
lost in
like,
the mail?
yeah, it was fun because it was
Oh,
kind
I
of like,
never got
Did you
it.
send
when you go to
something?
design school and the instructor gives you one project, but 30 people come up with different versions.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this was like. There was like all
Yeah.
sorts of really cool stuff. So this was by Paula McDowell. This was kind of cool. And this sort of donut-shaped locket. And as you open it up, if you go to the next slide,
Okay, wait, there we go. I'm paying attention. That is beautiful. That shows how amazing that texture comes up.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And there's a nice ring that she made on the inside.
That's
And then
Beautiful.
she said, well, my husband does mixed media
Oh,
books. And so here's this fabulous thing that he came up with. And the little button is, some metal clay. And
so
then
pretty.
he went ahead and constructed
Nice.
all of this.
Yeah.
And this is some paper that he made with gold and,
Wow.
fabulous
Prettiness.
colors. And then he was able to take and just use as a traditional rubber stamp, and he threaded it on. And then he also took that traditional rubber stamp and enlarged it and then printed it on vellum. And so he used those vellums as end sheets as well.
Wow.
And then he made some bookmarks. So I just
Oh,
love the
wait.
versatility that the people are showing. Oh, and
Yeah,
then this
this
is
is
fabulous by
ridiculous.
Miss Donna Penoyer. And this is
These
the
are
center.
whistles, people, whistles.
Yes, they're
That's
whistles.
unbelievable.
It's so cool.
And I'm going to tell you, there's a class actually. She did a class with CraftCast on how to make these whistles. I just think it's so delightful. They're so
That's
gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh, wait, and we even have the backs. Look how beautiful those textures are on the back.
Well, this is a close-up.
Oh, those. Okay,
So
that's
this is
a
a
close-up.
close-up of the
Sorry. Here was
texture. But I like how she had the contrast and textures that she used here, and then on the back as well,
there's the back.
which
Yeah,
is the next one.
it's a great back
That's
texture.
great.
Isn't that great?
Beautiful.
Mm.
All right, so here it is. We're going to tell people are asking where to get it, so I'm going to show everyone the whole deal. So hold on one second. That's what it
That's the
comes
texture
with,
sheet.
and then, and I'm even on one of the cards. Oh, there I am right
Yeah.
You
there.
are. There's yours.
Woohoo!
And that's the
Did you
idea,
make that
Kit.
with bacon?
It's a total of 38 cards, I think it is. So
Wow.
They're very cute. All right, so
Awesome.
let me go quick. Let's see. We want to go to, I already have it pulled out. Patrick's studio. You're coming in here. And where are we going? Right in here in shop, Mr. Patrick?
going
And there
into
it
the
is right
shop,
there.
absolutely.
And
Yep.
then we have tonight they're using the offer code. Your coupon code is just CraftCast. So when you add it to your
Correct.
cart, and that way
Yep.
you'll get free shipping plus the package of cards there for free. And that's just
That's
US,
awesome.
Yeah,
What a
in the
deal.
U.S.
What a
just in the
deal.
US.
Awesome.
And we're giving away one of the stamps. We're going to pick a number right now.
Yes.
So-
Number 36.
Oh, we're going low down here. Okay, so we have Nancy Nearing. Nancy Nearing, you
Yay!
Oh, Nancy. Woohoo, baby.
So let
Can I
me
borrow
write
your
that down.
texture sheet, Nancy?
Yeah, exactly. You have to share as part of the thing. Nancy, just send me an email, Allison at CraftCast, and say, so I have your address and I can get it to Patrick and all that. And now, because I'm going to show you, wait, you're going to love this. I can't believe this. And then we're going to have another giveaway. Patrick's new class, which is 3-6. It's next. Is it really next week, Patrick?
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's next week.
Yeah.
Okay, I better hurry this up then.
Yes.
Got
Yes.
your work tonight.
Yeah. This is next week's live class with Patrick. I love this. We're calling it Renaissance Replay, classical
Oh,
jewelry with a modern
nice.
twist. And right now,
Nice.
I'm also giving away a free class. So one more number
Yay.
between 1 and 431, darling.
How about number 400?
Oh, 400. Hold on. We
I'm gonna
have,
make you work for it.
you really? Wendy Call, Koll. Wendy, you just want a free class. So again, just
Wow.
email
Yay.
me and
Yay,
writing it
Wendy.
down. Yay. That's next week. You get the recording. So if you're freaking out going, oh no, there's someone who always has her choir rehearsal on Wednesday nights and is so upset. But you get the recording. So there you go. So that's exciting. So
Nice.
can't see anything. Oh, your iPad says waiting to view. Sandra, I bet you don't have great Wi-Fi on your iPad. That's what's happening. So get closer to your Wi-Fi and you'll be able to see everything. Can I get a sheet of stamps in Canada? You do ship to Canada though, right, Patrick, or no?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, good. There we go, everyone. Applause for that. These are
Woo,
fabulous.
baby.
All right.
Uh-huh.
So now onward. Who is next? Christy, your
Me.
magic is next. I am excited. All right. So wait, let me
I'm
get
preparing
yours.
myself. I'm
All right.
ready.
Yes. Wait, let's put
Probably.
this down here. Let's get your set up. Plus, I have a picture of your tools.
Oh, yes.
Well, everyone, take a look at this because this is what you're going to see how to use them, and this is the giveaway. So I'm just
They're the
saying.
bestest sculpting tools
I know I don't
ever.
want to give them away. I'm just saying,
Ever.
but I will. All right. So here we go.
I can
Watch.
probably set you up, Allison.
Okay, good. Watch this magic. Go ahead, Miss Christy.
Ta-da!
They're
And
beautiful.
there's my 3 special tools plus a needle tool. Kind of like those are my go-tos. So I'm just showing you here how to make a leaf out of polymer clay. Flatten teardrop, use that needle tool to create the center line. I'm just kind of going to take this tool, and my hand is called the Gotta Have It tool, because you kind of got to have it. And I'm using it to make wedges on the side that create both a scallop and a vein at the same time. The reason I love this tool so much is because the wedge is very sharp along the edge, not sharp enough to cut you, but sharp enough. And then it flares rather widely. And you will recognize this, those of you who do polymer and metal clays, from you've seen some wooden tools and some plastic tools that are very similar, but none of those have the edge properly. So this one kind of clears that problem up. Then using the opposite side of the tool, I'm just using to press indentations into each of the lobes. Now when it flips over like that, that's like a special added feature that the tool can do for you. You don't have to do that on purpose. Anyway, I'm making little lobes and indentations in each of the lobes. This just makes that leaf look about 82% nicer than without it. So just FYI. Then my other favorite tool is fingers. Once you've made the tool marks, you use fingers to eliminate the look of a tool. So the tool did all the hard work, but the fingers get all the credit, as they should. So I'm just kind of showing there the difference between the side that got smushed with fingers and the side that did not, because I thought that side was better. Back with the needle tool so that I can make that fold line, and then I'm pressing the two halves together along that fold line to make a fancy leaf, which is my favorite go-to leaf. Anytime I want to make a leaf, that's the one I do. This is a feather. This is so I can showcase the other tool that I didn't use too much of. Needle tool down the middle again, got to have good needle tool. Then this is the Can't Live Without It tool, which is aptly so named because you can't live without this thing. And I'm putting little lines along the center just to make the diagonal veining that feathers apparently have in nature if you've looked at them before. And I'm going to put it on both sides. I'm only going halfway because I can't be bothered to do any more than that. So we're going to go halfway. This tool is also a lovely one. It's a takeoff of sculpting tools you've probably seen before, but it's got a different end, and it's got a nice wedged, nicely finished edge so that I can get right into the edges, as you're seeing now close up, and really make those indentations. And no longer close up. Back to see how I'm just finishing the lines that I made with it by making the edges notched. And that just adds, you can see how much more realism it adds when you have that little notch. And if you'll see that because the blade of this tool is wedged, you get a nicer wedged edge, not just like a little X-Acto knife blade that you can't see. This is my last tool. It's called the Wow It's Awesome tool. These are all stainless steel, so they work with all of your clays, not just polymer. And it's got like a smaller wedge on one side whenever you need small wedge stuff. And then the opposite side, which I'm going to use in a minute, is a great smoothing tool. So I'm picking up these little smudgelets of clay and smashing them on the surface, and then I'm going to use both finger and the other end of the tool to drag that clay and paint it right onto the surface. So that little surface there is kind of like a little canoe looking thing, and it helps kind of just pull clay right where you want it, so it can be all fancy and sophisticated looking. So they're special tools I had made for me, and I wanted them. So after I made them for me, I apparently had to get a lot of them at the same time, so I was hoping other people would like them as well, and they have proven to be a rather fun tool for many people who are sculpting.
There she
I don't know
is.
who that person is.
Oh, how did they get in here?
So I hope you're taking good notes on how to make those.
Well, you're getting rave reviews of people that have been using your tools for years, love them, how they're
They
weighted
are
so
great.
well.
They
They
really
are.
are great.
Here's what they look like. But I also would just like to say, I think it's magic what you do, Christy. I mean, you just make it look
Oh,
so
you're so
easy. You do.
sweet.
It's
Thank
just,
you.
I watched that movie. I'm like, wait a minute. How did that happen like that? So I think that's
I feel the
fabulous.
same way whenever I watch anybody in their element. There is a certain like just magic that flows out, off the
Right?
glass blower or anybody who knows what they're doing on anything, cake maker,
Right.
pig baker,
Right.
whatever it is. You're just watching that little magic come out of those fingers. It's mesmerizing. So thank you for that. That's a very nice thing to
It
say.
is.
Thank you.
It's very
But
true.
I think,
So,
we've all found with tools that the magic is easier when you have the right tool for the job. You don't
amen.
have to go out and spend a lot of money on tools. But if you can buy the correct tool, what you're trying to do is going to be 100 times easier. Although it
Absolutely.
could be maybe 98%. I haven't checked the statistics, but it's somewhere
It's
in that
close. I
range.
agree with you. I totally agree. That's how it should
Thank
be. And we're giving away one of these tool sets
Yes,
tonight.
indeed,
So
baby.
how freaking
Oh,
exciting.
pick me, pick me.
I'm sorry, you've
No,
signed your names
hey.
away. Nope, 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 nope. All right, so between 1 and 4:48, Christy. I'm
1 and
spinning the wheel.
448. How about 76?
76, Missy Walker. Missy
Yay,
Walker.
Missy.
Missy
Woohoo!
Walker, you just won. I'm writing it down.
Tools for you.
It's a really cool thing. You're going to love it.
Oh,
And now I'm going to show you a class. Well, wait. First, we want to also give your offer because you are giving a
oh, yes,
discount offer
yes.
for everyone
And
tonight.
I think
So,
I mentioned it, but I tend to speak quickly, so you may have
wait,
missed
hold on.
that these are stainless steel.
Yes.
So they'll work for metal clays, and any of your other media.
Oh, cool. So you can use them across the board. And stainless steel is
Yeah,
easy to clean then, right?
very much so. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's how I figured. So we go into here
Click
into,
on the gallery, yep, and then click on the stores or the tools. Yeah, there's a tool button.
here we
What do
go
you know?
right here.
Right there, baby.
And then
And
you'll
then see the
find them
little
in
terrific
here,
tools.
terrific tools.
Yep.
And there you
And I've
go.
got all the tools. That coupon will work for any of the tool or tool combinations that you want.
There you go. And the coupon code tonight is
Tool
TOOLS15.
15, yes. Is it tool or tools? I
I
can't
had that
remember.
you gave me with an S, TOOLS15.
Okay, so if for some reason you type in tools, plural, 15, and it doesn't work, tool. I have to go
15.
back and see what I did, but I think it's tools 15.
There you go.
It's a
One way or the
mystery.
other, you'll find it. But you know what, guys?
Yeah.
You will get an email follow-up newsletter with all of this, so not to worry. And
Awesome.
we're making all the coupon codes good through the weekend because I know everyone likes to do it on the weekend as
Oh,
well.
yes, indeed.
So repeat who won. Elizabeth, who won was Missy Walker. But now I'm going to show
Yay.
you the class that's coming up, which I'm so excited to do this class. I'm just saying.
Oh,
No,
yay.
wait, hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Live classes. Then coming up. Oh, there's so many cool things. This is a
You've got
wonderful.
lots of
A lot
really
of
good classes.
quickly, you
I'm
guys just go in here
scrolling
and
down.
look. Yeah, there's this great,
They're really good.
fun shadow
like a little
box, making
dress.
that little dress, how to use the photo transfer plates. I just got to brag about this for 1 second, you guys.
That
Just a
looks
quick thing.
gorgeous.
This young man, I really wanted to work with Ben.
Sure.
No, what is his Ron Ben Israel, the one who does Sweet Genius. I wanted to teach a class with him, but I knew he was taken. He has a TV show. But I put my prayers out and I said, who will teach online with me making beautiful flowers like this? This young man contacted me. Guess what? He had just quit working for 6 years as Ron Ben Israel's assistant.
No,
Yes.
really?
Yes.
Wow.
So he's going
That's
to be teaching,
unbelievable.
and these skills you can use in clays as well, but I'm just telling you, he's going to show us. Look how cute
Wow.
he
That
is.
was made out of like sugar or something,
This is
right?
sugar. These are sugar.
That's
Sugar paste.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
Eat them.
But you can eat them, but you can also use them. You can use them in your other skills, is what I'm saying. So anyway, I'm so excited. Just had to say that
Oh,
because he's such a
wow.
sweetheart. But coming up is also Dawn Blair's going to teach her wonderful wire weaving. You're going to see Robert's in a second, but wait, let me skip to here is Christie's. So she's going to show how to make one of these fantasy necklaces with all of this gorgeous
Wow.
stuff.
All that blue blah.
All
Yeah, and
of
it won't
that.
be one specific necklace. It will be kind of a range of things that you can use to create your own combination.
Nice.
And including all the kind of crazy fancy stringing and all that sort of thing. So there's multiple ways you can put things together to give more drama. So
Very
I'm excited
nice.
about it. I love making the big necklaces. They're fun.
I'm very excited. I'm definitely, I'm
cool.
determined I'm going to give this one a go. And I'm going to
Oh,
have
baby,
one to
you'll
wear.
be a breeze at this.
You clearly don't know all my skills yet in that arena, but we'll just, we'll leave that for right now. Sure, I'll be good.
That'll
But
be great.
sure. But right now, I am giving away a free class. So again, Christy, pick a number 1 through 452.
Oh my. How about number 2?
Oh,
Ooh.
we're going way back here. Wait,
We'll pick
wait,
on somebody who jumped in the boat right off the bat, right when they knew
right.
they could.
Alita Ballard.
Ooh, what a good
Alita
name,
Ballard.
Alita.
Alita Ballard, you just won a free class. Make sure you email me, Allison
Yay.
at craftcast.com, so I can get you all the things you need for that. Don't panic. You don't have to do it right now. Not to worry. So that is very exciting. We got some new tools. We got a cool class.
Yay.
And thank you, darling.
Awesome.
That's going to be fun. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Now, who's up next? Thank you again, though. And thank you for giving away some tools. I know that just
Oh,
made someone very happy.
my pleasure. They're such fun.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Dancik, it's your turn. Do you have your Morse code ready?
I have my Morse code and my, yes, everything is ready to go.
Like the old
Click,
days.
click, 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 click.
Exactly. All right. So, this is exciting. You're going to show us tonight. What do you call this tool?
On my site, it's called the faux bone forming tool. It's actually an industrial tool that's called a deburring tool. And what I'm going to be showing is just the manifold uses of this thing. I use it on just about everything, as you'll see in the video. And I figured it's such a lowly little thing that I kind of jazzed it up with
All right.
this heraldic introduction there.
It looks very important.
And this is not really going to be showing about how to make anything.
Mhm.
Rather, it's just going to be showing how this tool can be used on just about any material that you have.
Which,
And I get a lot of people saying when they get it that it goes around and around, that it's broken. It actually is supposed to do that.
okay, that's good to know.
It goes around and around.
Good.
And these are just kind of a sample of some of the things that I use it on. And what I'm going to do is just go through in the video to show you each one of these. This is just kind of an overview. So that's faux bone. That's a bracelet. And the inside of every bracelet and ring that I make out of faux bone is done this way. This is a piece of fired polymer clay. You know, you say, well, polymer clay is really soft. Why not just do it with your fingers? This is after it's been fired if you want to do it. This is a piece of fold form copper. Same thing. If you have something that's already done, you can still use this tool. Getting inside with files to round over a ring, whether it's made out of faux bone or metal, is troublesome, but the tool gets right in there. This is fired metal clay. Once it's fired, it's just another hunk of metal. The tool doesn't care what kind of metal it is. Getting around the inside of something to get rid of the saw marks, the kerf marks, can be troublesome, and this takes it right down. And getting in all these little tiny ins and outs can be, again, with a file, really time-consuming. This tool will do it all. So the one I'm going to start with here, this is just kind of showing the tool doesn't get out bumps. It rounds over edges. It doesn't get out bumps. So the bumps that are in there, the tool would just ride along those. So what you would do is you would just, with a sander or a file or something, just do the silhouette. You'll see on the next side here. You'll
I
just
see.
silhouette nice and smooth. And then it's really for right-handed people, you're going to be drawing the tool toward you. Left-handed people push it away. And
you make it look so easy. Is it really that easy?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It really is that easy. And the thing is, I think that's maybe 4 passes, and I've got a completely rounded edge. It
That's
has to
crazy.
do with, yeah, it has to do with the blade is asymmetrical, and it just takes it right down. So ultimately, I want to have it rounded over like this to start it. It's great on straight edges as well. And you'll see here that again, just in a matter of a few swipes, I'm going to get that 1/4 inch thick piece of faux bone completely radiused, completely rounded over on its edge. So if this was a piece of like 22 gauge metal, you can imagine how quickly it will do a piece of thin metal. So the bracelets start out very, very square. And now, to do something round on the inside like this, you can try to go all the way around, but what I do is I do it quadrant by quadrant. So you'll see what I'm going to, I don't dig the tool in, I just let the tool do the work. So I'm going to go
Okay. So it's not a lot of pressure.
No, it's not at all.
Okay.
Now, I think you should give a prize at the end if anybody knows what all those little curlicues are
Oh,
called.
guess what? Katie Hanneran has already said to save that.
She's taking my classes. She can't guess. So already you can see that there's a bevel, which might be the finished edge. It doesn't have to be rounded. You could just leave it a beveled edge as well.
That's awesome.
That's just crazy
awesome.
fast, amazing. Yeah.
So that's how I do the inside, and it's a dressed edge.
It is, yeah. That's
Mhm.
great.
Everyone's
do
already, you
something-
guys, you don't have the right word yet. You can keep guessing if you'd like.
To do a small thing like this with files can really be troublesome.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see in just a moment that, any thickness, it doesn't really matter. Again, this is a metal working tool, so these shanks could just as well be metal. This I wanted to do, I wanted that sleeve to be in there, so I just rounded the edges so that when I hammered that sterling silver in, it could go against the bevel of the inside edge to keep it in place. So this is the way I have these ring blanks on my website. And now what I'm going to do is just go around and around a couple of times. And it takes that right down. And you'll see immediately I have this
Crazy.
bevel on the edge on the inside of the ring, instead of having to go in there with files or anything else.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Polymer clay. Again, you say, well,
Yeah, I
polymer
was
clay is
gonna say
really
that would
soft,
work
but
great
what
on
if you have a piece that has already been baked and it's hardened, all of these edges have been taken down with the tool.
Nice.
Even the inside of that
I want
Mokamega
one
A
of
piece.
those.
We'll all
I have
share
lots
later.
of them.
We'll all
So
share.
this is a piece of baked polymer clay, and you'll see again, it's almost no pressure at all.
Wow. That's
And a
great.
couple of swipes, and it has a radius on the edge. And again, you don't have to file it, sand it, do anything else. It's a finished edge.
Oh.
Here's a
I'm gonna
quick
get
good
that.
question. Do you have to sharpen it?
Yeah. No, you don't. And if you don't use it,
Oh.
it is made for an industrial purpose for cast iron. So
Oh,
here is
wow.
copper, and I just made a little cutout, and you'll see that not only
That's
do you
crazy.
does it get rounded over, but it actually gets burnished. You can see how that's glinting in the light.
That's amazing.
That's
So
awesome.
if you're not going back to the sharpening, if you're not using it on ferrous materials like steel or iron, it'll last forever. I've had one for about 6 years.
Wow.
So the inside again of a circle can be really bothersome to do, with files and sandpaper. So this just takes that edge right on down. And again, because it's an inside thing, I do it by quadrant, and it just takes it right down, and it's smooth as a baby's bottom, as they say. One of my favorite. And again,
beveled
here's
as a
a
baby's
fold form piece that's already been formed, so I can go back into finished pieces.
Nice.
Where a file
This is a
might
little
not
bit
do
life-changing
something like
right now, just
Yeah,
so you know.
that is awesome. That is
And it works on everything. You'll see there are more materials. Here's a piece again of fired metal clay. So
Yeah, that's
if
crazy.
after I'm finished with it, if I alter the fired piece or anything and I need to get that rounded over, I just take my tool and get right in there.
Yeah, but
And
does
again,
it work on bacon?
Really, really well on bacon. as a
beveled
matter of
bacon,
fact.
baby.
Yeah. Cooked bacon, it works better. Again, getting into all these little places can be a real pain in the neck, with a file and stuff like that. Every single edge on this piece was done with nothing except that tool.
What is this tool called?
Wow.
A deburring tool on my.
On your site,
it's a
okay.
deburring tool.
Deburring
Here's
tool.
a
On
piece
your
of wood. I
site.
sell as many to woodworkers as I do to metal workers. And you'll see, I think it's maybe 3 or 4 passes, and the entire edge is rounded over. So
Wow,
it starts
okay.
out square,
Wow.
and 3 or 4 swipes,
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Okay.
and it's completely rounded.
Wow.
I use this on tools, which I think you're going to see next. If you're using a tool like a hammer or a paintbrush or something, a lot of times, if you have a sharp edge on it, that's what causes calluses, especially on something like a hammer.
Yeah.
So what I do is I just take my tools, and you'll see literally in 10 seconds, I just take down those sharp edges. So I can take that brush now and use it for hours, and because it's all rounded over, I'm not going to get a callus.
Oh, clever.
That's just kind of you also want to
Very
take
smart.
off the varnish of things like hammer handles, because that will promote calluses as well.
Huh.
I'm sorry.
And now
Here's a quick question. Fired bronze. I'm
Sure.
assuming you would work on fired bronze too, right?
And well, germane to that, this is hardened steel, right? It's a saw blade, a saw frame.
And it does it on
Hardened
that?
steel, and you'll see it.
Wow.
So it just takes those little curly cues of steel right down. You'll see the
What
dressed
are
edge
those
right
curly
there.
cues called, I wonder?
They are called swarf.
Swarf?
SWARF. That really is the name. It's a great crossword puzzle. Yes.
Isn't that the guy from Star Trek?
That's what
So
Wait, this is my favorite part.
Here's an old broken reflector, one of my favorite materials. And I just used the tool and round that edge. It's a cracked edge. I found it out in the street. Go to busy street corners if you want to find these things. And so this again, here's a bracelet where the entire thing, inside and outside, was done only with this one tool.
Wow.
Cool.
Here's something really romantic and sweet for tool people, which was I was watching your video, Robert, and I got to the part of the reflector, and Jan, my partner in crime, came into the room, and I was like, oh my God, look at this tool. Look at this with reflectors. And then later on that day, he came downstairs. He goes, honey, if you want some of that broken plastic, I saw it out on the street in front of the mailbox. And I just took my butt right out there in my pajamas and my slippers, and I picked it up and brought it in.
There you are. There you are.
He thought he made my day.
Oh, that's fabulous.
He was like, well, that's what she likes. That's pretty easy to go find.
Keep him.
Love it. All right, let me just take a few quick questions here. We're going to go to his website. I'm going to show you in 1 second, everyone who wants to know about it. Oh, is there a different way? Jeannie wants to know, is there a different technique when you use your finger for pressure to keep it from turning around? Does that make sense to you, Robert?
No, you don't want to. You want it to turn.
There you go. Okay.
It's inherent in the use of the tool that it spins around.
Maggie said she got her 6 years ago and it's still really sharp. So.
Yeah, they really do last forever.
Wow.
So there you go.
But you should buy two anyway.
Go buy that on your website, man.
We're going there next. Francesca wanted to know, if you do use it on metal, would it need to be sharpened? I guess not.
No, not if you use it on non-ferrous metals. In other words, anything but iron or steel.
Okay.
It will last forever. Copper, sterling silver, fine silver, like fired PMC or metal clays, bronze, any of those.
And Ingrid wanted to know, would it work on stone?
No, it doesn't work on stone. Almost no metal tool will smooth down a piece of stone, unless it's on a rotary thing, like a burr that's specially made. Those have to be like special burrs and things like that, but no hand tool that I know of. So these are all just examples of, these are faux bone, that's faux bone with metal clay. But every single edge that you're seeing on all of these things, and something like that, and the handle part of the knife here, those are all faux bone, and it's all taken down with that one tool.
Wow.
And then polymer clay, I think, is in the next one.
Hold on. And someone said shells. I guess it would work on shell.
It works okay. It depends on the type of shell. Yeah. That's polymer clay, and again, it was dressed down. The edges were dressed down after it was fired with the tool.
Wow.
Interesting. Someone just said that. I don't know how to say your first name. Wenk said, just to let you know, Swarf is an old Scandinavian origin. I love that.
No doubt.
That makes sense.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that.
I like that word.
I do too.
So this is wood, and again, that's about 7 feet long, but the tool was used on all of those pieces of wood to do the edges, to dress down the edges.
I love it.
I'm going to show you guys where to buy the tool in 1 second, so that people are asking. Oh, and there's a reflector.
Yeah. And the inside of those cutouts were dressed down with, instead of using a file, I just used the tool to take them right down and round them over.
This is fabulous as well. We got
That's a piece of ebony in the center there. It's a tuning peg from a violin, that black thing that goes up and down.
Oh, sure.
But it was a little too big, so I just used the tool to round it. And because of the curve of the tool, making something round is really, really simple.
That's fabulous.
Sometimes the tuning peg is just a tuning peg, right?
Yeah.
And then the inside of this is about, it's about 6 feet tall, but this part is about 2.5 feet tall. All of the insides of all of those pipes and all of the wood and everything on the entire piece, every curved edge was done with the tool.
Wow. That is
It is beautiful. Now, why people are asking about abalone shell, if it works on, there must be some.
I doubt it.
Okay, because it cracks.
Yeah, I would doubt it. Use a barrel sander that I sell on my website as well. You just you get with a Dremel, just use a barrel sander.
Okay, there you go,
on
guys.
shells like that. And this is what piece was die formed into the faux bone, and the rest of the faux bone was cut away. But the whole inside of that was just, again, same little tool, and also all of the silver.
Beautiful. All right, let's give people, and I will go
Nice.
over everyone's. Let me go back up everyone.